Good morning, hello, and welcome to our first ever Soul Service Sunday. I'm so excited, and it's so nice to see so many of you here. It is so exciting. Thank you, friends. Thank you for joining me. For some of you, it is very, very early in the morning. I know Regina is an example coming from Munich. It's very, very early. And Roots and Waves, and hello, good morning. I mean, what is it, midnight for you? Something like that? It must be very, very, very early for you, my darling. Thank you for being here. I don't expect you to stay the full service. You can always watch the repeat at a later stage, but it's just so nice to see all of you here. I'm not going to go through all the hellos because that's not what this is. I'm so grateful. I'm watching all the comments. I'm seeing everything. It's so lovely to have you, but I've got a full agenda for us. So before we get into, oh, there we go, Angela saying it's 2 a.m. Well, thank you for being awake at 2 a.m. and joining me, my darling. Lovely to see you. So before we get started, I want to just very quickly explain what this is, what it's going to be going forward, because yeah, you know, it's a brand new thing that I'm doing, and it's not going to be the same every week. So as you can see, based on the conversations in the chat already, I have subscribers and followers from all over the world, starting on the far side from Australia, going all the way across to the other, and everything in between. So obviously 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning for me is lovely, but that doesn't always work for people like Roots and Waves and Regine all the way in Munich as well. So what I've decided to do is to alternate. So one Sunday we will do 9 a.m. South African time, this for me, and then the next Sunday we're going to do a South African evening slot. Okay, so that will hopefully cater to everybody, and obviously then there is always the recording that you can watch as well. Good morning everybody. Hello from Ireland. I see everybody's coming in. It's so lovely to see you all. I'm so excited. So yeah, friends, this week we're doing morning. Next week it'll be an evening show. Service, not show, service. And then the week after it'll be morning, and so we will alternate. I also have to do it that way because some Sundays I'm actually working at a church service. All right, so this is the online church service version, if I can call it that. And then obviously the weeks every now and again when I am at a physical church service, that week we'll have to do an evening service for us because I won't be available in the morning. So that is it. Again, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your love and your light with me. As I said, I do have quite a full service to take us through, and we're going to start off just doing an opening intention setting process, if I can call it that, and then we're going to go into healing. Now, when I do the healing, we're going to be giving and receiving healing, and when I start that healing process, I'm inviting and welcoming and asking you in the chats to put in any names of anybody who you know of who needs healing, just their first name, because when you type their first name, you're setting the intention and you're connecting with them, so that when we do that healing process, those people can also be receiving. If you don't want to type names, just think about them, or maybe even write them on a piece of paper in front of you, but I encourage you to engage and interact and to participate when we do the healing process, to send out healing to anybody and everybody who needs. We include animals as well. We include everybody, the collective. Okay, so without further ado, let us get started. And I want to start off with just setting the intentions, and strange noises happening here, setting the intentions and just opening our session today. So join me, friends, as we set intentions and connect together. So beloved source of all light and love, we gather here today as one community, seeking guidance, peace and strength. We ask that the space be filled with the highest vibrations of love, of unity and of protection. May all who join feel safe, feel supported and feel uplifted. We call upon the archangels, Michael for protection and courage, Raphael for healing and renewal, Gabriel for clarity and for divine communication, and Uriel for wisdom and for light. Please surround us with your presence, shielding us from fear, shielding us from doubt, and opening our hearts to receive your guidance. We invite in our ascended masters as well, and any loving spirits who walk with us to lend their wisdom and their comfort at this time. Teach us to see the divine spark within ourselves and within others. Help us to navigate our lives with grace, with purpose, and with authenticity. So may this gathering here this morning be a beacon of hope and a beacon of inspiration. May all leave with a deeper sense of connection to the divine and to one another and to our own inner truths. And so it is. So we have all got a connection to spirit. We have invited them in. We have put love and protection around us all. So we are ready to begin. All right, friends, let me change my little heading. We are going into the healing portion of our service this morning. So as I said to you, please at this point, please type in all names of anybody, of everybody, animals, people, circumstances, situations, whatever that you feel would do with some healing right now. Don't forget to include yourselves as well, friends. So just you type them all into the chat as you go. I'm going to take us through the invocation. I'm going to take us through the healing. And once you've typed your names, just sit, just close your eyes and just open your hearts to receive the healing, and obviously to understand that you are a conduit of healing yourself. So you will be giving and you will be receiving. All right. Where is what I need? There we go. Right. Sorry, friends, just getting myself sorted here. I'm just checking that this is doing what I need it to do. Yeah, keep adding those names, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right, friends, get yourselves comfy. Join me now as we take in a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel yourself relax into the sacred space. Let us come together in the spirit of love, in the spirit of compassion, and in the spirit of healing. I invite you now to bring to mind any one person or animal who is in need of healing, be it on a physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual layer. If you feel called, you may type the names into the chat, as I see many of you are. Thank you. And as we go through these names, we honor their presence, their journey, and their healing. Beloved source of all life, we ask that the healing energies flow freely through this gathering. Surround us with the purest light, bathing each name that is being spoken, typed, or held silently in the heart of the divine, in love and restoration. We call upon Archangel Raphael, who is the healer of the body, the mind, and the spirit. Please wrap your emerald green light around those in need, easing pain and bringing renewal. We call upon Archangel Michael, who is the protector of all souls, and we ask that he use his mighty sword of light to cut through any fear, any doubt, and any energy that no longer serves. We call upon Archangel Gabriel, who is the bringer of clarity and hope, and we ask that he infuse those in need with the strength to see their own light and to find their own way forward. We call upon Archangel Uriel, who is the keeper of wisdom and peace. Please shine your golden light upon the path, filling those who need with serenity and understanding. We also invite in the Ascended Masters, the Divine Teachers, and all our loving Spirit Guides. And we ask that they surround these souls with compassion and grace, amplifying healing and guiding them towards wholeness. I invite you now to take a moment to join me as we collectively send healing to the names that have been entered in here today, to the names that appear in any and all healing lists throughout the world, and to anybody that you know that you are holding in your heart right now. Visualize a radiant golden light emanating from your heart, merging with the light of everybody gathered here today. See this light expanding outward, touching each name and each being, and surrounding the entire world in this radiant golden light of healing. Just keep visualizing it, sending it out from your heart space, seeing your light connect with everybody else's, as together collectively we transform and we heal and we transmute anything and anything that doesn't need to be here. Repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind, as you hold this vision of this golden light healing the world. Repeat after me. May they be healed. May they be at peace. May all feel loved and supported. Continue to send this golden healing light from your heart space. Continue to send for another few seconds. Okay, friends, I invite you now to take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to send this light and this intention that we've set here out into the universe, trusting that it will reach all of those who need it most. And so it is. And so it is. Take a minute to just get your breathing back, to feel more connected with yourself again. Feeling a little bit fuzzy, feeling a little bit light, feeling a little bit beautiful. There is just something so special in sending healing out to others. You know, it's a selfless act that we can do anytime we want, as often as we want. And it leaves us, especially if you've done it with such good intentions, it leaves us all feeling, like I said, it's that warm fuzzy feeling. I mean, it's such a high. It is such a high. I do a healing meditation every single morning. I have a healing book, and anytime I see anybody suffering in any way, shape or form, I add them to the book, and then at the back of the book I put our fairy friends, and I send healing to that every single day. And it's just such a beautiful feeling. It's just such an honor and such a privilege to be able to do that for others, isn't it? So yes, friends, Short, sweet, and exactly, Jackie. Short, sweet. Isn't that what we want? We don't have to sit hours on end in uncomfortable poses and circumstances. And, sometimes just as long as the intention is there, as long as the purity of heart is there, you're doing the work that needs to be done. All right. So the next portion of our Soul Service Sunday, we are going to look at a reflection. So I've called this portion of the service a reflection. I didn't really know what to call it, but basically this portion of our session is where I'm going to share with you an inspiration I received from Spirit. Okay, so I am primarily clairaudient, which means I have the ability to hear Spirit, and I hear Spirit all the time. Sometimes when it's appropriate, and sometimes when it's not. And like this service was something that I received from Spirit, saying it's something you've got to do. And I've resisted for probably 6 months, and we got to a point where they were just like, no, you have to do this. And the whole reason why I exist, the whole reason why I do what I do is to help others, to help you be a better version of yourself, to be a stronger version of yourself, to be a better version of yourself, really. And when I do my connections with Spirit, it's really just to receive and to impart inspiration, things that are going to hopefully help you to elevate your life, to elevate your circumstances, for you to become the person, the soul that you are meant to be. And as much as what I do is about predicting the future and helping people figure out what tomorrow is going to look like and things like that, but it's more about helping you as a soul elevate yourself and get yourself to a place where you can be better, where you can improve, and where you can gain knowledge and understanding and compassion for the self. So it's not about others, and that's why I've called this service that we're doing a soul service, because as much as we do healing now and we send it out to everybody else, the rest of the service needs to be about you. The rest of the service needs to be about you, and you need to be thinking only about yourself. So I'm going to share a reflection that I received from Spirit. And it's interesting that this was the first one that Spirit decided I needed to share with you, because again, if you've been following me for any length of time, for any amount of time, you will know that I am an absolute advocate for gratitude. Gratitude is it's how I live my life. Everything I do with gratitude. I do get grumpy, and I do get irritated, and I do get frustrated with the world. Of course I do. I mean, I'm human after all. But I do try and shift my perspective as often as I can to practice gratitude, because practicing gratitude is life-changing. And that is the reflection or the message that Spirit wanted me to share with you today, is understanding the power of gratitude. So I'm not going to, well, I suppose I am, but what I want to do today is I want to share with you exactly how it came from Spirit, the message that they came as to what is the power of gratitude. So I'm not going to be talking about my own personal practice. I might throw some little pieces in, but really this is just the message that I received from Spirit around the power of gratitude. So basically, the first thing that Spirit said was that if you focus on gratitude, if you shift your perspective to be focusing more on gratitude and more on thankfulness, what you're doing is you're transforming your life. Because as you know, the law of attraction, the power of manifestation, what you think about is what you attract to manifest in your life. So if you're practicing gratitude, if you're practicing thankfulness, you're then focusing more on the good things, the better things in your life, which means that you're drawing in and attracting more of that into your life, as opposed to the stresses, the worries, the anxieties, and all the fears that we have. So one thing we need to understand is that gratitude shifts our focus. And Spirit said to me that when you focus on what you have rather than what you lack or don't have, you generally cultivate a sense of abundance and positivity in your life. So gratitude helps you to see the blessings in your life, even in challenging times. And actually, I'm going to say to you, it's when we're in those challenging times that we really need to be focusing on gratitude more than ever. Okay, because when we're in those challenging times, it's easy to worry about the lack, the what we don't have, the problems that are coming up, or the potential problems that may arise, and the challenges that we have, and etc. And then, because that's our focus, it's what we are drawing in even more of. So it's when you're in a challenging time that you shift your focus to be more grateful for the things that you have and not be mindful of what you don't have or what is lacking in your life. You'll be surprised at how easy your challenges are to overcome. The second point that Spirit gave was that gratitude improves mental and emotional well-being. And I don't know about you, but that is so important to me, because life is tough. Life is hard. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what life is about. Life is pretty difficult for everybody right now. And it doesn't matter what your earnings are, what your job is. It doesn't matter what part of the world you live in. I think life is pretty difficult for absolutely everybody, which means we're all battling on a mental and emotional level. So again, if we know that practicing gratitude daily, all the time, not just once a day, all the time. If we practice gratitude regularly and constantly, to know that it improves your mental and emotional well-being should be the motivation that you do more of gratitude practice. So Spirit said to me, expressing thankfulness releases feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin. You've all heard those words before. And, we get those through activities and actions with other people, etc. But practicing thankfulness, expressing thankfulness, releases those same hormones. And those are the same hormones that reduce stress and boost happiness within. So it's a simple practice with profound emotional benefits. So practicing gratitude improves mental and emotional well-being. The third point that Spirit had for me, well, for us, is that gratitude can strengthen your relationships with other people. How interesting is that? Spirit say acknowledging and appreciating the people in your life deepens your connection with them. Say thank you. I mean, we don't do that anymore. I don't know, like if you pay attention to conversations you have with the people in your life, whether it is at the grocery store, whether it is your friends and family, like how often are we hearing those words? But I'm going to say to you, how often are we hearing those words said genuinely? Like how often do people look at you and go, thank you? People go, oh, thanks, and then they get on about their business. But to actually take a second to stop, to look a person in the eye, to soften the gaze, to be intentful, mindful, to be kind, and to say thank you. We've got to learn how to do that, because by doing that, it's going to make the other person go, hold a second, what's going on here? Because it's unusual. It's not something we experience. So saying thank you fosters mutual respect and love, and it creates a supportive community. And thank you is a form of gratitude, is it not? Thank you is a form of gratitude. So we've got to learn to say thank you. So for example, if you're at home and your partner brings you a glass of water, don't just say, oh, put it over there. Look at them and say, thank you. Now you can put it over there. But we've got to learn to shift our mental thinking, our clarity, to just being mindful and saying thank you. And not just say it for the sake of saying it because your parents taught you say thank you, every time something happens, but say it because you mean it. Say it from your heart space. And if you can do that, you'll be surprised, again, how it changes your life for the better. The fourth point that Spirit brought through in our conversation around gratitude was that gratitude opens the door to more blessings. How wonderful is that? So if you wanted to know, how do you welcome in more? How do you accept more? How do you take in more? Spirit is saying gratitude. Because when you show appreciation, when you show gratitude, when you show appreciation, you're actually aligning yourself with the flow and the energy of abundance. And when you align yourself with the flow and the energy of abundance, you are basically inviting more good things into your life. So gratitude acts as a magnet for positive experiences. The more you practice gratitude, the more you say thank you from the heart, the more opportunities you will have to say thank you. You see how it works? Isn't that just amazing? Isn't that just amazing? Yes. And our final point that Spirit had in our reflection was gratitude is a practice and not a feeling. So again, in my conversations that I've had with friends, with family, with clients over the years, a lot of people, when I talk gratitude, and I talk gratitude a lot because it's a big thing in my life. A lot of people say, oh, I just don't feel it, or I just don't know how, or I just don't know. And this is why Spirit is saying that it's a practice. It's a habit that we have to form. Just like you have a habit of brushing your teeth every day, of bathing, of, eating healthy, of exercising, of, doing all the stuff. We have to get ourselves into the practice of practicing gratitude. So Spirit said that gratitude isn't just about feeling thankful. It's about intentionally recognizing and expressing thanks on a daily basis about everything, not just the big stuff and not just the small stuff, everything in between. So whether it is through journaling, whether it is through your own prayer, whether it is just a simple acknowledgement or a consistent practice, that is what makes gratitude a truly transformative habit. Okay, a truly transformative habit. And this is what we want. This is what we need, friends. So when I am consulting with clients and they go, oh, when is my life going to turn around? Or when am I going to have some positive? Or when am I going to have good luck? Or when am I going to have? I turn around and say, when are you going to practice gratitude? And they go, oh, how can I be grateful when I have so many problems and I have so many challenges and I have so much disaster? There's nothing to be grateful for. Well, guess what? You're alive. You're here. You're communicating, you're talking, you're able to get around. There are so many reasons to be grateful. And this is what we need to do, friends, is when practicing gratitude, we mustn't just once a day think, oh, wait, I must do my gratitude practice and then come up with a whole bunch of stuff to pretend to be grateful about. That's not what it is. It becomes a daily practice where every day, all day, constantly, we need to be saying thank you. It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be this long, complicated kind of process. It's a simple thing. Now, I'm just going to do a quick show here of something that I've created for myself this year. If I can find it. I have a gratitude journal for January, okay? And all I do is every day, one line. One short little line, no long complicated thing. And basically I do this at the end of the day where I find one thing, one circumstance, one situation, one emotion, one thing of the day that stood out for me, that I am super grateful for, and I put it in my diary. And I do that each month, one line. But throughout the day, I am constantly practicing gratitude. Yesterday where I live, we had the most insane heat wave, okay? It was the most insane heat wave. It was ridiculous. I came up to my office, I think it was at about 3 p.m. My office is upstairs. And it's an A-frame kind of roof, so it's incredibly hot up here. And at about 3 p.m. yesterday, it was still sitting at about 42 degrees, okay? Incredibly hot. So you might think to yourself, well, what is there to be grateful for about that? Well, I'm grateful that I have a fan that can cool it down. I'm grateful that I can go downstairs and I have ice cream in my fridge to cool me down. I'm grateful that I have a swimming pool, that I spent a lot of time in to cool me down. So whenever you are facing a challenge, look at that challenge and see how you can turn it around to find reasons to be grateful. Because I honestly, truly, it doesn't matter how severe the tragedy, it doesn't matter how difficult the circumstance, there are always reasons, there are always ways, there are always something that you can be grateful for. So I'll give you another example, very, very simple example. Many years ago, my daughter was in a car accident. And I mean, to get that phone call as a mom from your child to say, Mom, I've had a car accident. It's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Immediately, your first thing is, are you okay? And she said, yes, she's fine. So, boom, I stop. The panic is over, the fear is over, the anxiety is over, because suddenly I'm grateful that she's okay. The rest of the details don't actually matter. You see, the rest of the details we can figure out as we go. But in that space, in that moment, I shifted my fear and my panic straight into gratitude that she's okay. she's okay. Nobody got hurt, nobody got injured, she's okay. And we need to learn how to do that. And that's why we say it's a practice. It's something that takes, it's a habit. It's a habit that you have to form. Instead of falling into fear, falling into anxiety, falling into panic, it's about learning how to stop, turn it around and say, right, in this moment, in this space right now, what can I be grateful for? What about this situation is something that I can be thankful for? And if you can shift your attention to that, suddenly the challenge is so much easier to solve, because you're not in that state of hyperventilation, anxiety, emotion, because you remain calm, you remain thinking clearer, you're in a better space, therefore your problems are easier to solve. So gratitude every day, all day, is so important. So friends, I do hope that you have learned something, because again, gratitude doesn't have to be a long, complicated thing. Practicing gratitude on a daily basis doesn't have to take up a lot of your time. It shouldn't take up a lot of your time. It should be something that you do naturally, constantly, all the time. And if you want to do a gratitude journal, then that's okay. But don't let it become a burden. Don't let it become this complicated thing that, oh my gosh, if I haven't done it, then I'm in trouble, and all those kind of things. Let it be natural, let it be easy, let it be simple, but introduce it into your life on a daily basis. All right. So friends, that is our reflection portion of our service over and done with. Thank you so much for being here. I'm loving all the chats and everything that's going on. Right, what is next? Okay, so our next, I've got to find my little tab, find my little thingy. All right, so what the idea is, I'm not going to go into a long, complicated astrology, what, okay? Because no one's got time for that. Those members of my YouTube channel on the motivated tier, okay, so on the highest tier, they get a detailed outlook of the astrology of the month, okay, where I talk about exactly what's happening and what it means and what they can do about it and all of that. So what I wanted to do here in our Soul Service Sunday is I'm going to basically, for the week ahead, for the 1 week ahead, the 7 days, I'm going to pick out one astrological activity, movement, situation, whatever we want to call it, transit. I'm going to grab one thing that I think is of significance for the week, and I'm going to share that with you. So I'm not going to give you a whole kind of thing of Monday this is happening, Tuesday that's happening. So I'm really going to pick out a highlight for the week ahead, because I know not everybody understands astrology, not everybody follows astrology, and if you do, you can get the kind of daily transits from many places. So the idea here today, and sometimes it'll be a long thing and sometimes it'll be a short thing. So for this week, we have quite an interesting transit. So I have typed it all out just so that I keep all my notes in order. So excuse me if I am looking in the wrong places. So our astrology forecast that I'm looking at for us for this week, remember, it's just for the next 7 days. So right now we are all experiencing Mars retrograde. You may have heard about this already. Everybody knows Mercury retrograde, and everybody panics when Mercury goes into retrograde. But what we need to understand is that all planets, except for the Sun and the Moon, go retrograde at some point, okay? So right now we are all experiencing Mars retrograde. When a planet is retrograde, it looks like it's going backwards. It looks like it's going backwards the way that it has just come through, okay? So it basically makes us revisit where we have already been. All right, that's basically in a very simple English what retrograde means. So Mars as the planet is known as a minor malefic planet in astrology. This suggests that the planet will bestow tough lessons on us. Lessons that Mars teaches us are not as karmic or severe by nature, but Mars does deliver wisdom about our anger issues, our ambitions, and our attractions. So you will find that your rage can destroy everything in your path, or confront problems to pave the way for something better. You might find that your motivation could lead to immense growth if you maintain your stamina. So your passion could even amplify romantic attraction, even creating the gift of life. Okay, so although Mars can assist with your progress, it can also be quite an intense energy to work with. So typically, Mars stations retrograde once every 2 years, okay? And this retrograde process can last anywhere from 58 days to about 80 days, okay? So anything like there's quite a big period of time that Mars is retrograde. And trust me, if you're going through a difficult Mars retrograde, those 60 to 80 days could feel like an absolute lifetime. There's no doubt about it. And since retrogrades typically affect a planet's energy negatively, you may actually be feeling like you've reached a screeching halt during a Mars retrograde, okay? You may feel as if like everything's just like boof, come to a complete halt. Okay. You may feel low energy, which will stall your plans for progress as well. You may also suffer from a lack of motivation. You know, like I love going onto social media and just sort of reading what people are throwing out there. And the kind of common thread is, at the moment, is the lack of motivation. And every time I read somebody going, oh, no, I think, oh yeah, Mars in retrograde. There we go, another sign of Mars in retrograde. So a lack of motivation. But what does a lack of motivation do? When you recognize that you have a lack of motivation, sometimes it will cause you to reassess how you are achieving your ambitions or what you're doing with yourself. So sometimes we need Mars to go retrograde to actually force us to reevaluate, because that's what retrograde does, to reevaluate our lives, our circumstances, our passion, our enthusiasm, our drive, our Mars. Okay. So, however, you must understand as well that your low energy could also translate as a lack of passion. When we talk about low energy relating or translating as a lack of passion, it may be perceived by others as a lack of passion. So if you're wondering why your partner, your best friend, your parents are looking at you going, what's wrong with you? You know, why aren't you being your normal self? They don't understand that it's Mars retrograde that's affecting you negatively. What they do is they just see you as just not caring anymore, but they don't understand. So when you become mindful of how it's affecting you and the way that it's coming across, you can react better with it. Okay. The other thing that we have to say is that you might not show up for every fight, but you will make your arguments count for something. So when Mars is retrograde, yeah, you know what? You're not going to have the drive to go and have the argument or to go and have the tough conversation, to show up for the fight. But if you do, you're certainly going to make sure that what you do, what you say, actually counts for something. Because I just don't have the energy to deal with this right now. Okay, so part 1 of Mars retrograde began on December 6th, 2024. So that was now obviously a month ago already, okay? So Mars went retrograde on December the 6th. From then until now, you might have noticed more ego clashes than usual. You might have had a lot of unnecessary drama in your life, and some also kind of the word that I use is deadlocks, where everybody's stubborn and nobody wants to make the first move and nobody wants to fix the situation, and everybody's glaring at each other, but nobody's doing anything to mend it or to fix it. That is all Mars retrograde, okay? So if you've noticed, I know this festive period is supposed to be about family and happiness, but if you find everybody's kind of doing this at the moment, Mars retrograde. We blame Mars retrograde. All right, so as I said, Mars retrograde began on December 6th, and it carries on through to February 23, right? We've got to go all the way through January and basically to the end of February before Mars retrograde comes to an end. And even then, from the 23rd of February, when the retrograde ends, we then go into what's called the shadow period of the retrograde. So it's going to linger for another couple of weeks after that as well. All right, so what does this mean? How do we handle it? But let's talk first. So while Mars is in retrograde, Mars started its retrograde in the sign of Leo, okay? So Leos are strong leaders. Leos are, I want to be in the limelight, look at me and hear me roar, okay? And Mars being our planet of drive and our ambition and our passion. So when we're now going in retrograde, our ability to be heard, our ability to be seen, our ability to be acknowledged is going to be affected. So there's going to be also, while Mars is retrograding in Leo, there's a couple of other transits that we need to be, well, there's one other transit that I want to focus on that is important. And this is the transit between Mars and our north and south nodes. Okay, so this is going to bring about destined lessons that will align with the beginning and the end portion of this retrograde. So Mars retrograde in Leo aspects the north node of fate and the south node of karma on December 6th and again January 5th. Today. Today, friends, today. All right. So this is going to, you're going to find, okay, that during this period today, that you're going to be encouraged to revisit hobbies, your passion projects. And I think this is why I'm so excited about starting Soul Service Sundays, because it's a passion of mine. It's a project, it's a passion, and it's something I'm so excited about. So thankfully, Mars retrograde in Leo, aspecting the north node of fate and the south node of karma, has brought me here today. And I'm so excited that I've started. Like, to me, it's almost like I've chosen an auspicious date to start, and it wasn't my intention. It's just how it unfolded. It's just how it unfolded. So again, this period, this transit with Mars and retrograde aspecting the nodes, this is going to encourage you to revisit your hobbies, your passion projects. It's going to basically help you to figure out what you enjoy and what will become your number one priority. And I know a lot of people at this time of the year are still thinking about, what's the word I'm looking for? When you set intentions for the year, what is it called? What is it called? I can't think of the word. New Year's resolutions. There we go. New Year's resolutions. So everybody's like starting the new year off and saying, right, this year, this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm doing it, and all of these. But actually, right now, those New Year's resolutions that you've set are going to become truly, truly important to you, because we have Mars in retrograde transiting the nodes. Okay, so it's just it helps to just reinforce your ideas and your strategies. So one thing we need to understand as well, though, so Mars from the 6th of December through to now, today, has been retrograding in Leo. Now, retrograde means that the planet goes backwards. Tomorrow, Mars retrogrades back into Cancer. So it comes out of Leo and it plops into Cancer. Okay, so on the 6th of January, Mars retrogrades back. It's already been in Cancer before. Before it started, it went from Cancer into Leo, it retrograded back through Leo, and now it's coming back into Cancer. Unfortunately, this is a little bit more challenging than when Mars was still in Leo, because Mars is weakened in the sign of Cancer. A fallen Mars already struggles. So being in retrograde as well is going to feel like the straw that broke the camel's back. So if things have been tough over the last couple of days, I'm sorry, it's going to get a little bit worse. Okay? So passive aggressiveness will undoubtedly increase during Mars retrograde in Cancer. You may even wonder if everybody has suddenly reverted to middle school days, you're right? Like childish, pathetic kind of attitudes. We have to be patient with them. We have to be mindful that us and everybody around us are all suffering the effects of Mars retrograde in Cancer. Okay, so we need to all forget about addressing something head on. Because like if you want to go and actually have that conversation and actually go deal with that circumstance and go and, have it out with the person, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well, all right? So forget about addressing something head on, because Mars retrograde in Cancer will cause everybody to scurry if somebody is brave enough to confront a problem. Not only will you feel unsure about navigating these rocky waters, you might even struggle to decide on any course of action that you need to take as well. So since emotions are running high, you may want to duck for cover until this blows over. So like we all need to practice gratitude. We all need to practice thankfulness. We all need to be mindful and not be so putting a lot of pressure on the reactions and the responses of everybody else in our lives. So remember that this is temporary, okay? Because eventually Mars will station direct in Cancer on February the 23rd. So it's going to stay in Cancer all the way through to February the 23rd. When we say stations direct, it means it stops the backwards motion, it pauses, and then it starts moving forward again, okay? So it comes out of retrograde, but it still has to go through the period that it's already been through. All right. And even though on the 23rd of February the retrograde typically finishes, it ends, the post shadow period will basically last until the 2nd of May, because it's got to get back to where it was before it started going backwards again. And you can consider this period your wind down period. So you can also use this time to reflect on what has occurred for you during this particular retrograde. So there might be some residual chaos, but nothing that you cannot handle, that's for sure. So more importantly, the post-shadow period can be the perfect time to apply what you've learned and experienced so that we don't make the same mistake twice. So friends, I know I'm talking now, from December all the way through to May, really. But what you need to understand is that tomorrow, Monday, Mercury retrogrades into Cancer, which means suddenly the emotions, the all of those kind of things are there. So this is what we need to be mindful of. So even though it's not just for this week, it's for a longer period, but I think it helps us hear a couple of comments saying that's exactly how I've been feeling, that I'm already in that space. So now you understand, because sometimes I get people who will have a consultation with me and they'll say, Renee, am I going mad? Am I going crazy? Because everybody's irritating me and everybody. I'm like, no, it's the planets. We blame it on the planets. And we can't do anything. It's not like we can take Mars and just shift it around the sky. But what we can do is when we understand why, or what's happening in the sky and how it affects us, it almost makes us more patient with ourselves and with others. And isn't that, again, practicing gratitude, practicing mindfulness, and being a decent, kind, nice human being? And that's what's important, isn't it? That's what's important. That ultimately is the thing that's most important here, is that we all learn, that we all grow, and that we become better versions of ourselves. Because, what's the point of being alive if you're not improving yourself on a daily basis? All right, friends, astrology section complete. What is next? What is next? Okay, so I see we've already been going for 50 minutes. That's quite amazing. And a lot of you are still here, so I'm so grateful. Thank you. I was worried I'd be talking to myself, so it's lovely to have you all here. All right, friends, the next section that I want to get into, just let me have a look. All right. So this is going to be a little bit of an interesting one. I may or may not do this each week. It's going to be time dependent, it's going to be energy dependent, it's going to be dependent, right? I may or may not do this each week. This is not where you can ask questions and I will answer. But what I am going to do, you guys have been chatting in the chat box, which is fantastic. I am going to allow Spirit to draw me to a name, okay? A random name. And I am going to give you a message from Spirit, all right? I'm not using any tools. I'm not using any divination. There's no tarot. There's none of that kind of stuff. This is literally, I am plugged in at the moment. I am connected. So, and as I say, I might not do this each week. I don't want it to become the focus of our Soul Service Sundays. It's not. It's just right now. The opportunity is there. We have a little bit of time. So I am going to do, I'm not going to tell you how many, but I'm certainly not going to be doing a lot. So if you've ever been to a spiritualist church service, okay, if you've ever been to a spiritualist church service, you see that they start off where they have kind of a general opening process. Then they have an address, which is the channeling, the reflection that I gave you. Then they normally have the clairvoyant who does messages to random people who are sitting in the congregation. So consider it that portion, but it's not going to be a big thing. And I'm literally just going to I'm going to go through the chat. I'm not going to read the chat, so to speak. I'm really just looking for names, and I'm going to listen to Spirit to tell me that one, and then I'm going to receive a message and I'm going to pass it on to you. It's not going to be a backwards and forwards interaction. I'm going to give you the message, you are going to accept it as it comes, and you're going to process it and unpack it and understand it. We're not going to have backwards and forwards with it. I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. All right, so I am scrolling. I went all the way to the top of the chat. And I understand, like, some of you probably haven't chatted. Some of you haven't put your name in because you didn't know you needed to. Well, I didn't know you needed to either, to be honest. Okay. And yeah, if you are interested in receiving, this kind of a message on a more regular basis, do consider joining my membership, because every second Wednesday night I do go live to my inspired and motivated members, and I do only readings, and then we have so much fun. So much fun. All right. Mandy, my darling, you are first. Why isn't it coming up on screen? Oh, all right. I clicked yours and I wanted it to pop up on screen, but I remembered now I actually didn't do something. I haven't edited it, so it's not going to pop up on screen. Anyway, Mandy, my darling, if you are still here. So, Mandy, I'm hearing from Spirit that you have turned a corner in 2025. Even though we're still so early days, okay? But Spirit is saying it's almost like you've come into 2025 with confidence. You've come into 2025 feeling stronger, feeling more motivated, more enthusiastic, more inspired, okay? Spirit are acknowledging that you've turned a corner. Spirit is saying to you, Mandy, that 2025 is going to be easier than 2024 as long as you are active, as long as you are proactive, as long as you are driving and doing the things that you need to do. You know exactly what they are, okay? You know exactly what they are. Spirit is saying to you that 2025 is easier, 2025 is better, but it's also going to be busier, okay? So it's easier and better, but busier, because you've got a plan, you've got a strategy, you know what you need to do, and it's a case of just being busy and acting out on that. Take care, Ange. Sending you lots of love and blessings, my darling. Thank you for being here. Sleep tight. So Mandy, take care of yourself, my darling, but it's definitely time to get busy. It's definitely time to put your actions, to put your thoughts, to put your inspirations into action, okay? Go, 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 girl. No stopping. No stopping. All right. Blessings to you, my darling. Next is Lisa Sutton. Hello, my precious Lisa. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Right, Lisa, Spirit is saying to me, it's quite interesting, but Spirit is saying to me, and I don't necessarily understand this, but Spirit is saying to me, Lisa, that it's almost like the last couple of months, it's like you've been hiding under a duvet. You know how sometimes when we're emotionally drained and exhausted and we climb into bed and we sort of put the covers over our head and we just sort of hide from the world? This is what Spirit is saying, Lisa, is that you've had this kind of cover over your head for a while now, and you haven't really come out. You haven't really sort of, like had the confidence and the courage to face the world out there. So Spirit is saying it's time to come out from under the covers. And they're also saying to you, you're going to be so shocked and so surprised. Like when you take the covers off, you're expecting dark and doom and gloom and drama and chaos. And actually it's bright, sunshiny and fabulous, right? So Spirit is saying to you, don't allow your fears and your insecurities to hold you back, because actually when you step forward, you're going to see how grateful, how fantastic, how easy, how wonderful, and how everything is, okay? So please understand that, it's time to take your head out from under the covers. Sending you much love, Lisa. Sending you much love. Looking to see if there's another name that Spirit are drawing me to. Paula Peterson. Hello, my darling. Right. Paula. So Paula, my darling, I don't know whether you've, I have to giggle because I feel silly. I don't know whether you've, with the New Year's resolutions or just whatever you're doing in your life at the moment, but has there been a change of diet? Have you suddenly changed the way you're eating or changed your method of eating? Like maybe you've started fasting, maybe you've put yourself on a detox or something. But Spirits are acknowledging the change in diet, the change in how you eat. It's not necessarily what you eat, it's more about the how you're eating, okay? So Paula, Spirits are acknowledging that for you, and they're saying, good. They're saying, well done. They're saying, keep it up. They're saying it's definitely a positive for you, and it's definitely something that's going to help you become a better version of yourself. So if you've been, sometimes when we start a new eating program, we go through that detox and we get the bad headaches, the aches and pains, and we feel all terrible. So maybe you're at that stage and you're saying, like, maybe, should I be doing this? Is this right for me? Spirit is saying, please do continue, okay? Absolutely, it's the right thing. Spirit is saying, well done. It's good. Keep it up. It's going to be fantastic. Sending you much love and blessings, Paula. Sending you much love and blessings. Okay, I am next being drawn to Jackie's Crystal Moon. Hello, my darling, and welcome. So thankful that you are joining us here today. Let me hear what Spirit have to say for you. they're telling me I need to drink water first. All right, Jackie. So it's interesting, Jackie, because Spirit is saying to me that it's almost like you haven't had your Christmas yet. They're saying that there's this huge big gift right in front of you, this huge big box, like gigantic, massive box, right? Directly in front of you. And they're saying to me that it's covered in bows and it's got all the pretty and it's fabulous and it's massive. There's this huge big gift box right in front of you. But again, it's this kind of apprehension, this like you're sitting and you're looking at it, you're staring at it and you're going, I really want to open it, I want to open it, but you're nervous, you're scared to open it. Spirit is saying, don't be, okay? Open this box. Because what this gift, and I have to say to you, this gift comes from another person. So what that means is basically this is not something that you've created for yourself. This is not something that you've done for yourself. This is something that comes from another person, okay? So somebody in your life is offering you a gift. Somebody in your life is offering you an opportunity, a gift, a something that is going to have huge positive impact on your life. You're nervous, and maybe because you've been so fiercely independent your whole life, and now to accept this help, and I put it in air quotes because, you know, because it's coming from somebody else, it feels like they're helping you. And sometimes we don't want that. Sometimes we want to do it ourselves. We want to be fiercely independent. And Spirit is saying, accept this gift, take this gift, open this gift, okay? Because what this gift is something that's just going to elevate your life and help you to overcome an obstacle that you've been battling with for a while. All right, sending you much love and blessings, Jackie. Sending you much love and blessings. I'm going to do one more. Let's see. I'm going to do one more. Susan Holmes. Hello, my darling. I hope you're still here. All right. Susan, Spirit is saying to me that again, you know, I feel like I'm a record on repeat, but Spirit is saying that you've come out of a really, really, really tough time. I don't know if it's the whole of 2024, if it's longer than that, but they're saying that it's been like this big block of sticky, gooey mess that you've been climbing out of, that you've been walking out of, but again, it's out, you're past, it's finished, it's done, okay? Sometimes what happens, like I explained when we're talking about Mercury retrograde, that we have that shadow period after the retrograde ends, and I think you're in the shadow period of your gooey mess, okay? So it might still feel very active, and it might still feel very real, and it might still feel very present. But Susan, Spirit is saying that it's done. Okay, the sticky goo, you're out of it. So now we just need to clean up and tidy up and deal with the remnants. And once we've dealt with the remnants and once we've dealt with all of that, then actually everything's going to be absolutely fine. So whatever it is that was, and I don't know what it was, but Spirit is saying to just acknowledge for yourself that you are out of it. We're still dealing with the remnants, which are easy to deal with, you know, literally soap and water and you're good to go kind of thing. But it's done. It's finished. You're not carrying that into 2025. That situation, that circumstance is done and dusted. All right. Sending you much love and blessings. Much love and blessings. All right, friends, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. You are so welcome, Paula. All right. So next that I have for us, I'm just looking for my little... heading, my little, I don't know, the thingy I stick up here, my little thingy that I stick up here, but I don't know if I created one for this, did I? I don't think I did. So, all right, I did. So what I'm going to do now, friends, you can see here I've called it collective. So this is basically something that works for everybody, something that we can all take into the week ahead, something that we can all be mindful of for the week ahead. And basically what I want us to do is I want us to do a process of intention setting. It is Sunday. Whether you look at a calendar as the week starting on Sunday or whether you look at the week starting on Monday, you know, it is Sunday. We have an entire week ahead of us. So what I want to do is take you through a process of just setting some intentions for the week ahead so that we can go into this week again with gratitude, with thankfulness, with a positive mindset. All right. So take a minute and get comfy if you aren't already comfy. And I want you to close your eyes. If you're not comfortable with closing your eyes, then just soften your gaze. Don't look at anything specific in front of you. Like, don't even look at, if you're looking at me now on your cell phone, don't, just stare out into the distance kind of thing, okay? I don't want you actively focusing on anything. I want you to just be in yourself, all right? Let's take a deep breath in and exhale it out slowly. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. Letting go of any tensions, any stresses, any anxieties that you may be carrying in you right now. And friends, as we sit together in this moment, let's begin to turn our awareness to the week ahead. So imagine the week ahead is a blank canvas, waiting to be filled with your energy, with your choices, and with your intentions. So this week, I want us to focus on creating ease, simplicity, courage, and success. Those are the 4 words that I thought were important for us for the week ahead. Ease, simplicity, courage, and success. So allow me to guide you through setting these intentions. Starting off with ease. So with a softened gaze, with your eyes closed, however you are at the moment, I want you to bring to mind a moment from your life when everything just felt calm and effortless. So a memory of a moment when everything in your life felt calm and effortless. And I want you to feel that energy in your physical body, okay? Feel that energy within yourself. Feel that calm, that effortless ease, when life was just so easy. Repeat, say out loud or silently, whatever works for you. I invite ease into my week. I trust that I can handle whatever comes my way with grace and flow. I trust that I can handle whatever comes my way with grace and flow. We move on to our next point, which is simplicity. So I invite you now, friends, to think about one thing that you can either release or simplify in your life this week. It could be a task, could be a thought, it could even be an expectation. So just think of, what's coming up for you this week. What's happening, what you've got on your plate. So just think of one of those things that you want to simplify, that you can simplify, that even if you don't know how, but you have the intention of wanting to simplify, okay? It could be, as I said, a task, a thought, or even an expectation of the week ahead. And as you think of that thing, just imagine the weight lifting off your shoulders. Like, just imagine your shoulders feeling lighter, like almost lifting. And repeat after me. I choose simplicity. I allow myself to focus on what truly matters. I allow myself to focus on what truly matters. Shoulders are light. And now we're going to move on to courage. So now I invite you to picture a moment in your life when you felt brave. Not when you had to be brave, when you felt brave. There's a difference. Feel that strength and that determination within you. So find a moment, picture a moment, imagine a moment in your life when you felt brave. Like brave to swallow a pill for the first time. Brave enough to do a thing, to experience a thing, to eat something you've not eaten before. Just that feeling of bravery. Just come up with a memory of when you felt so brave. Feel that strength and that determination within you. It almost pushes the shoulders back, lifts the chin. It makes us want to stand tall and proud. Repeat after me. I embrace courage. I have the strength to face challenges and to take inspired action. I have the strength to face challenges and to take inspired action. And finally, the intention that I'm setting for us for the week ahead, our fourth and final intention, is success. So now, with your eyes still gentle, gaze, closed eyes, I invite you to visualize something that you wish to achieve this week. No matter how big or no matter how small. I want you to see yourself accomplishing it. I want you to see yourself doing it. Visualize, imagine, perceive yourself doing that thing. So say, no matter how big, no matter how small, see yourself doing it. Feel yourself feeling proud and feeling fulfilled for having done it. We're putting that out into the future, saying, this is what I want to do. This is what this week is going to be. And repeat after me. I am open to success in all its forms. I celebrate each step forward. So friends, now let's seal these intentions together. Place your hands over your heart, connecting with your heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine all your intentions radiating outward, weaving into the energy of the week ahead. I'm putting pressure on my heart like I really am intending it to be so. Know that you carry the power to shape your experience with love and with intention. Trust in yourself and in the guidance of the universe to support you every step of the way. Take one more breath in and out. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes and return to this moment, refreshed and ready to begin your week with purpose and with clarity. And so it is. And so it is. All right, friends. Oh, I love that. And I am going to say to you that obviously this live stream is going to stay up. It's never getting taken down. So if you want to come back to this intention setting or to any portion of this at any time, you are absolutely more than welcome. You are absolutely more than welcome. So friends, we are now at the portion of the reading, which is the portion of the service where we are sort of closing it up. I want to start off by showing gratitude for you, saying thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with me through this. How long have we been? Where do I read how long I've been on for? I don't know, an hour and something. An hour, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the space with me. Thank you for giving me a platform to speak. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have anything to do. So thank you for being here. Thank you for spending this time and space with me. It is, as Tracy says, it's just what the soul needed. Hence why we're calling it soul service. We need to take time for self. We need to connect with self. So we're going to do this each Sunday. But remember, we're going to alternate. So it's Sunday morning this week. It'll be Sunday evening next week, and then morning. So that just really helps everybody who, different parts of the world, or if you're busy or whatever, that you can connect. And obviously, if you miss a session because of time zones or because of whatever, you can always watch the recording. All right. Join me, friends, in our closing prayer if we can. And again, I'm sending so much love and gratitude to every single one of you. I do also want to give an extra special thanks to Denise, who joined the channel memberships. Thank you, my darling. I so appreciate you, and I can't wait to connect with you more within that space. Just such an honor and privilege to have you join the circle. All right, friends, let's end in prayer. Beloved source of all light and love, as we come to the close of the sacred gathering, we pause to give thanks. With grateful hearts, we honor the healing energies that have flowed through this space, touching, renewing, and uplifting all who have received. We thank you for the lessons that have been shared, for the wisdoms gained, and the love that's been exchanged. May these insights continue to unfold within us, bringing clarity, strength, and purpose to our lives. We again call upon the archangels to guide and walk with us in the days ahead. Archangel Michael, protect us with your mighty light. Give us courage to face the challenges and to release what no longer serves. Archangel Raphael, surround us with your healing energy, nurturing our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. Archangel Gabriel, speak to us through moments of inspiration and clarity. Help us to communicate with kindness and truth. And Archangel Uriel, light our path with wisdom and peace, reminding us to trust in the journey ahead. As we step into this new week, we set the intention to move forward with joy and purpose. May each day bring opportunities to grow, to shine, and to share love with the world. Let our hearts remain open to the blessings and the miracles that surround us. We leave this space feeling uplifted, excited, confident, and enthusiastic for all that awaits. And may we carry this light and this inspiration with us, touching the lives of others and honoring the divine within ourselves. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you, friends. Wishing you all the most blessed day ahead, the most blessed week ahead. And I look forward to connecting with you all again very soon. Sending you all so much love and so many blessings. Take care, friends.